in Syria. France is now the first Western power to support the ongoing change of government taking place in Damascus.
I am now announcing that France recognizes the National Opposition Coalition as the sole representatives of the Syrian people and as the future provisional democratic government of Syria, bringing an end to the regime of Bashar al-Assad.
His declaration could pave the way for logistical support that is not the same as what has been offered to the opposition until now.
Concerning the sending of weapons, France has not favored supplying the coalition until it becomes the recognized government of Syria. Then the question can be asked again, not only to France, but to all countries that recognize this government.
His statements can only make fighters in the Free Syrian Army happier than ever. They have been asking for more advanced weaponry for months. And Hollande's statements angered the Assad regime. The Deputy Foreign Affairs Minister said France's position was immoral. He said that the summit of Syrian opposition groups in Doha was a real declaration of war.
Well, from that, we take a second break. We'll be right back.
So, you think you are Gambia's funniest comedian? It's time. Time to pick up a form from Grts building along the MDI Road, Canifin. Gambia's funniest coming soon.
Take a look at sports. The 2012 NICA flag has been touring government ministries as part of the build-up to the event, which is a month away. As we're hearing this report by Modu S. Jala, on day one of the flag store, various ministries have assured their support to NICA, which is the country's biggest youth gathering.
The government of the Gambia has pledged $1 million to support the biggest gathering of youths in the country. It was against this backdrop that the organizers of this year's NICA taught government ministries presenting the event's symbolic flag in a great show of appreciation for the interventions, going further to cement the fruitful bond binding the ministries and the biennial youth conference. Young people account for about 60% of the population under the direct purview of the Ministry of Youth and Sports. The contribution of this significant populace is being felt across the country in every important undertaking. Young people are increasingly becoming active players in all sectors of development, making the NICA event a well-timed convergence to propel the progress of this vital mass. Led by the acting director of sports and accompanied by members of the 2012 NICA organizing committee, the flag was first presented to officials of the Ministry of Fisheries and Water Resources.
To participate in the productive sector of the economy, we thought we asked young people need to meet with the policymakers, the people taking the lead in that area, to help orient and direct us. Because we are the one going to participate, but we need direction, we need orientation, and we need that from you. So we decided to take the flag round to all the ministries and seek their advice, their support, and their partnership towards the NICA, most especially after the NICA.
Delighted to be the first recipient of the flag, the staff of the Fisheries Ministry, led by the Permanent Secretary, had great moment running with the flag, underlining the sector's solidarity with the youth of the country.
We have a role to play in this, and in the past NICONs we have played our part in making presentations, and this ministry, with your ministry, we have formed a partnership to help the youth, to get them fully involved in national development, especially in the productive sector, such as fisheries, and I'm sure the water sector also. So we have a role, and we'll play our full role in the conference, in proceedings, and also post-conference, as you said, in the implementation of the decisions of the conference.
From the Fisheries and Water Resources Ministry, the flag made a short journey to the Ministry of Trade, Industry, Regional Integration and Employment, where it was received by Minister Keba Toure, before handing it over to his Permanent Secretary, whose comments mirrored those of her counterparts at the Fisheries Ministry.
Indeed very happy to receive the flag, and like you rightly said, this is the Ministry of Trade, Industry, Regional Integration and Employment. And I think we have been collaborating with the Ministry of Youth and the youth societies, because in our mandate we have the employment division, which seeks to, the adults are already employed. Now what we do is to try to look for employment for the youth. So we are in it together. We support the idea. We will come as we can to help you organize your NACOF successfully, and we wish you well in your endeavors.
Day one of the flag store of government ministries rounded off at the Ministry of Finance and Economic Affairs at the Quadrangle, where Deputy Permanent Secretary Kumba Konate received the flag before surrendering it to her boss. The Finance and Economic Affairs Minister was equally delighted to receive the flag and assured his ministry's support to any development-oriented initiative. Minister Colley advised the organizing committee to devise means of sustaining the biennial event.
Let me take this opportunity also to say that the government in general and the Ministry of Finance will do whatever we can to support the youths of this country, because not only I'm a youth, or we are all youths, but we know that in any country the future rests in the hands of youths. So if you put in place programs and policies that can allow these youths to exploit their full potentials, it can only bring good for the advancement of the country. I think the team that you've chosen speaks volumes, redirecting, reorienting the youth to productive investment or productive sectors of the Gambian economy. That's where growth lies, and that's where you create wealth, and that's how you reduce poverty.
The flag will continue its tour of all ministries, including the Office of the Vice President, before setting off for the nationwide relay, taking it to all regions in the country, ultimately resting in Janjanbureh, host of this year's NACOF, set to commence from the 16th to the 22nd December 2012. Momodes Diallo, GRTS.
Well, from sports, a reminder of our top stories before we go. Deputies have raised concerns over the National Youth Council's failure to submit the council's audited accounts and financial statements for the second year running. The Department of Parks and Wildlife and stakeholders have launched a reviewed National Strategic Action Plan, which aims at addressing threats to the country's biodiversity. Police in Senegal are preparing to question Karim Wade for allegedly embezzling €1.5 million of public funds. And the president of the African Union Commission, Nkosazana Dlamini Zuma, has confirmed the AU's approval of military intervention in northern Mali as she continues her visit to France. Well, that seems to be all in this edition of the news. Thanks for your time and see you at 10 for another bulletin.
Hi there, welcome to Sports Tonight with me, Fatou Jassi. The chairman of the GFA Normalizing Committee has urged stakeholders in football to put aside any difference and work together for the development of football. Alaji Obi Konate made the comments in an exclusive interview with this program at the end of the 5-day nationwide dialogue tour with the regional football stakeholders. Former Gambian defender emerges from the wilderness to help develop his country's football. We meet Dudu Loom, who is back in the country to help develop grassroots football. And the producer of Sports Tonight continues to share some of the important lessons he brought with him from the just ended FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup, this time with an exclusive feature on the Azerbaijan Olympic complex. Plus a look at the glittering career of Thomas Muller, one of Germany's brightest talents. Thanks for choosing Sports Tonight. Sports infrastructure has been one major problem facing Gambian sports, despite efforts by the Ministry of Youth and Sports and other stakeholders to improve the country's sports infrastructure. There is still much to be desired for. Well, during his assignment covering the FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup, MS Diallo visited the